Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Underrated Mage. Today I'll be doing a video discussing 7 people who could kill Natsu. And I already know there's gonna be a whole bunch of comments saying stuff like Natsu has friendship power, if he'll never be able to die. There's nobody who can ever touch Natsu, he's so OP, and that is understandable. I'm not saying that these 7 people on this list will kill Natsu in the series. No. I'm not saying that these are people who will kill Natsu in the series. What I'm saying is that these 7 people are the people who I think have the best chance, if they did fight Natsu, of actually killing him. Because yeah, even though Natsu does have like a whole bunch of like friendship power-ups, all this other stuff, I'm talking, of course I'm talking about like removing plot armor and everything. I'm talking about like a straight up battle. I believe that these 7 characters would be able to defeat Natsu if it just came down to just a straight up brawl. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this list. Coming in at number 7 is Gajio. Now I know some people might be like, whoa, Underrated Mage, you are crazy. But no, just hear me out. Gajio, to me personally, he's basically the rival, the Dragon Slayer rival to Natsu. Yes, I know that a lot of people, they see Gray as a rival, but me personally, I see Gajio as the rival, and he's basically the Dragon Slayer one. So I do think that now that Gajio does have a Dragon Force, he would be able to stand a chance against Natsu. And if they did fight, I think it would still take him, like, it would still be like a very hard battle, like it would be very hard fought, but I do think he would be able to get over the hump, and I think he will have a chance to actually beat Natsu. I'm not including like his like E&D or anything, because E&D at that point is just like, he's OP, but I'm talking about just like the Natsu that we've seen so far. So yeah, Gajio at number 7, that's why I got him on this list. Coming in at number 6 is Laxus. Now, this is a battle that I've been wanting to see for a long time. Yes, this is a battle that I've wanted to see for a long time. That's simply because Laxus, he was a monster back in the beginning. Yes, he was a monster back in the beginning. We saw he basically skunked both Natsu and Gajio. And he didn't really skunk them, but you know, he was able to take on 2 of the strongest Fairy Tail members at the time. Like, it was nothing. And not to mention the fact that Natsu would even admit it after the fight. He was like, yo, that wasn't a real victory, I'm gonna fight you one-on-one. And then it was kind of a playful moment where Laxus was basically just like walked away. It was like, you're not even worth my time. But Laxus throughout the series, even though they haven't really had like a serious fight since then, it's been shown that Laxus, he is levels above Natsu. Like, yes, it's been showed a lot of times. Like, usually Laxus, he would come in and save the day whenever the opponent is a lot stronger than everybody else. Like, one of the main moments, one of my favorite moments in Fairy Tail is Laxus saving them from Hades, him basically showing up after everybody's getting skunked by him. He shows up like, yo, and even though he doesn't necessarily beat Hades, he still gets like more hits off than anybody else at that point. So that was one of the main moments when Laxus came in and saved the day. And another moment, this is gonna be a quick little manga spoiler, but it's not nothing too big. But basically, when they first met a Spirigon 12 member, I know some anime owners are like, what the heck did you just say, a Spirigon? What even is that? Well, basically a strong member of a group. That's all I'm gonna say. When a strong member of a group was about to destroy like the main cast of Fairy Tail, Laxus came down then and actually stopped him too. So Laxus, he's always been showing that he is a little, like, he steps above like the rest of the Fairy Tail crew. And I do think that if they did have a serious fight, Laxus, he might skunk Natsu. Yes, I'm saying it, he might just skunk Natsu. Coming in at number 5 is Gray. Now, I know some people might be thinking this is also a very controversial pick, because surprisingly, a lot of people, they don't like Gray. They don't know how strong Gray is. Like, yes, Gray, he's actually very strong, and he's actually on Natsu's level. Yes, I'm saying it, he's on Natsu's level. One of the main reasons for this is because, number one, they've just been rivals. Like, they've had like a brotherly rivalship ever since the beginning of the series. They've always been on equal levels. You know, they've always been going back and forth. I'm stronger, no, I'm stronger. But one of the main things that actually makes Gray a contender is his devil slaying magic. Like, yes, now that he has his devil slaying magic, that has increased his ice slaying magic by a whole bunch. And not to mention the fact, when he basically uses his devil powers, like when he gets the curse, like, I don't want to say curse mark because it's kind of like Naruto, but when he gets the little like black stuff on him, yeah, that is also a huge sign of him like using the whole his devil slaying magic. And we saw what he was able to do with it. We saw what Silver was able to do with his magic. He was basically able to freeze Natsu instantly, and he could have just killed Natsu right there on the spot in the Tartarus arc. And now that Silver has given that power to Gray, yeah, that basically shows that he would be able to defeat Natsu if he did master the power. And me personally, I do think that he did already master the power because of the whole time skip thing. So number 5, Gray, don't sleep on him. I know a lot of people, they don't like him, but don't sleep on Gray. He is a monster. Coming in at number 4 is Gildarts. And Gildarts, yes, this one's going to be this one is obvious simply because Natsu, he's always looked up to Gildarts, and Gildarts, he's always been that role model figure to Natsu. And there's really hasn't been a point in time when Natsu has even caught up to Gildarts' strength. Like we seen back in the whole Tenro Island, we saw that basically Gildarts, nobody was really messing with him. Like even Blue Note, like Blue Note, he was shown to be like, I guess you could say, some people say that Blue Note was on par with Gildarts, but he really wasn't, because of the whole fairy tree thing. We know that Azuma, the person who was fighting Urza, he basically made everybody in Fairy Tail weaker because he was harming the fairy tree, and that was when him and Blue Note were fighting. And then once Azuma was defeated and the fairy tree was restored back to normal, we saw that Blue Note basically got skunked by Gildarts, and that was basically a prime indicator of Gildarts' strength right there. Like Blue Note was only said to be taken out. The only people that were able to like stop Blue Note were Hades and Gildarts. Like that is an elite company, Hades and Gildarts. But then once we move on to the Fairy Tail time skip, and this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, nothing too major, but we know that Natsu, he ends up fighting Blue Note, and he actually ends up defeating Blue Note with ease. And it was similar to the whole Gildarts situation, because Gildarts at his full strength was able to defeat him at ease, and Natsu using his, I don't want to say his full power, but Natsu using his new power was able to defeat Blue Note at ease. So that showed that it took Natsu to after the time skip to get somewhere near Gildarts' level, and I'm pretty sure Gildarts has been getting stronger ever since. So yeah, I know some people, if you're confused on what I'm saying, basically look at it like this. Blue Note was defeated by Gildarts easily before the time skip. It took Natsu to get till after the time skip to actually defeat Blue Note. So that just shows you their strength and the indicator on where they're at. So that's why I got Gildarts at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Igneel, and this was a little bit obvious simply because Igneel, he's the one who trained Natsu. You know, he's his quote-unquote father, his actual dad. And yeah, I'm basically saying that Igneel, we saw that he basically taught Natsu everything that he knows. So Natsu, it would definitely be easy, and not to mention the fact that he is a dragon too. So yeah, Natsu or Igneel, I definitely do think that if he did fight with Natsu, which I highly doubt will ever happen, but he would definitely be able to beat him if they did get into a battle. Coming in at number 2 is Acnologia, and this is going to be a very controversial pick. If you read the manga, you'll know why this is a controversial pick. But Acnologia is definitely a person who defeat Natsu, and this is simply because Acnologia, he could really beat anybody. But the reason why I have Natsu up here is because it's looking like that Natsu is going to be Acnologia's final opponent, and I think that's going to be dope. So that's one reason why I gotta say that Acnologia, he definitely could. It's obvious that he could beat Natsu. Now, I know some people, even though, I'm pretty sure everybody at this point knows that Acnologia has a human form, so I'm going to say that Acnologia's human form or his dragon, I know that either form could do it, but I'm saying, his human form is the one that I think will be able to take down Natsu with ease, simply because we saw what he was able to do. I'm not going to spoil anything that his human form could do, but yeah, let's just say that he was able to kill off some very spooky dudes. And last but not least, we have Zeref at number 1. The reason why I have Zeref at number 1 is, number 1, I know I just said number 1 a lot of times, but he was able to defeat Natsu, or he's basically able to defeat him because he created the Book of E&D. Yes, he created the book, and he basically was holding the book for the longest of time. So at any point, he could have just ended Natsu's life. He literally could have just ended it by just burning the book. And yeah, not to mention the fact that his magic is also OP too, the whole darkness magic, just being able to erase anything. So yeah, he created Natsu, or he basically recreated Natsu, brought him back to life and everything. So that's why I gotta put Zeref on this list. But overall, tell me the 7 people who you think that could kill Natsu in the Fairy Tail series. I know some people that might see this list as controversial. This list wasn't in an order of who I think like could do it the most. These were just 7 people who I think could kill Natsu. Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.